There are two things that are happening with our education system, and they're happening at the same time. Number one, our exam systems are becoming more and more a box-ticking exercise by both students and by teachers who are marking those exams. In other words, there just comes a point where you ask, why do we need those teachers? Actually, why do we need those students? Can't we replace both with artificial intelligence? Certainly we can replace the teachers with artificial intelligence. And that's an interesting point. So a lot of tutoring which is taking place to try and improve standards is focusing on precisely the demands that exams are making. And inspired tutors are saying, well, the 11 plus demands this, 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 and this. So if you get these right, then you will do well in the 11 plus. If you don't get these things right, then you won't do well in the 11 plus. The same thing about GCSE. Of course, there's a slight complication as you come to GCSE and IB and A level that you've got set texts, certainly when it comes to the arts subjects. But once you've got through the set texts, and there are sources on the internet that can even deal with those, or there are books or apps that you could buy into that will deal with those and will again box tick your way through, let's say, The Great Gatsby. You have to ask, what is the point of teaching? And I think that's reasonable. If we could replace the information so that you could get the exam result, if we could replace that information with, let's say, a series of lectures or a series of YouTube videos, then why would we need the teachers? And I'm afraid a lot of teachers, particularly in the UK, and particularly among the teachers' unions that we've got in the UK, I belong to one of them, we haven't addressed this problem. I was looking at this when I was leading a university department in Moscow. I was looking precisely at this issue and how we can roll out a new standard of education that will embrace artificial intelligence, or at least the technology of the screen, bringing the computer screen, bringing computers into the classrooms in a coherent way, rather than pretending that the computers are simply replacing what we already do. This means we have to restructure the way we teach. And does this make teachers redundant? No, on the contrary. It just simply makes them different. And in what way? Teachers need to focus on the one skill that cannot be replicated by a computer, and that is mentoring. That is focusing on nurturing the best in any individual student. And probably charting a unique pathway for each individual student to follow through their chosen courses. And monitoring as they go along how well they're doing, how badly they're doing, where they need to recap, and so on. And it's that skill, that ability to pinpoint the direction of students and to seize on their capabilities and their interests and their changing interests that will actually define what is a good teacher and what is a good education, I think, in the next 10 years. Now, we may come to this very late because the unions and the schools may resist this move. But the later we come to it, the more teachers we will lose from the profession, and the more inadequately we will be prepared for the coming onslaught, where AI will literally decimate the secure middle-class professions like accounting, like teaching, and I think probably even like general practice in medicine. We are getting to a point where we have to redefine what we do. And in each case, there is no computer replacement for mentoring. So either we get to that point sooner, or we play catch-up and then there aren't enough mentors to go round. Mentoring is a one-to-one process. Actually, we need more rather than less. And the one bit of teaching that we routinely do badly is the information collection. So when a school is doing badly, it's because the teacher hasn't acquired the right information to deal with the box-ticking questions which increasingly are presented. And either we change the nature of our exams, which I'm sure in the end we will have to do, or we change the nature of our teaching. But I think if we change the nature of our teaching first, we're going to be ahead of the game. And accounting will follow, and medicine will follow, and lawyering, I think, will follow. These big professions, which have been the building blocks of the middle class, are going to tumble with the advance of AI. And I don't want to be a sort of trumpet blower for Jericho, but there is a way around it. We either look at that option, or we blindly hang on to the comfortable traditional way of doing things, and in 20 years' time we are destitute. And we don't have that mentoring brigade of teachers, of doctors, of lawyers, of accountants, of academics. Professors are going to go. Why would they be? Why would they be needed? You know, you just switch on the lecture that you gave last year, and students dutifully follow that and tick the boxes in the exam. I don't think it's going to build a better society, but as long as the exams dominate the way we moderate and define the acquisition of skills, then this is the direction we're heading. Now, we could, for example, change that exam system, but I don't think such a radical change is likely to occur. Even if we move into a broader exam system, into a sort of American or European system, we are not going to avoid the box-ticking problem, and therefore the way in which teachers can be removed and replaced by either artificial intelligence or by well-honed specific lectures which are simply kept on file and churned out by organizations like YouTube. This is the future. We defy it if we wish to, but we can't defy it for long.